Welcome to Trials Evolution. This, our first lesson, will cover some of the basics you'll need to know when working within the Trials Evo editor. To start, from the main menu, scroll down and select the heading Track Central. Within this menu you have four options. Get Tracks will allow you to download tracks from the Trials Evolution Track Central, and Play Tracks will let you play downloaded tracks as well as any of your own shared tracks. Light and Pro Editor are your two options for building tracks. We'll cover the difference between the two a little later when we start to discuss more advanced options. For now, everything we'll be discussing is available in both the Light and Pro editors, so I'll start by selecting Light Editor. Every time you start a new track, you will first be prompted to place 2 spline points. We will discuss spline points further in the next lesson. For now, we'll just place 2 points anywhere using the A button. Before we get into controls, let's take a look at what displays we've got on screen. First, in the upper left hand corner, we have a pause symbol. This will not come into play until later when we start getting into dynamic physics objects and impulse chains. For now, know that at any point when working in the editor, you can test your physics by hitting the back button, and this icon will turn to the play symbol. Hit back again and it returns to the pause symbol and deactivates physics in the editor. The next item is the complexity meter. This meter will measure the overall complexity of your map. Once this meter is full, your map has reached the limits. You will not be able to place any more objects, and you might need to scale it back in places to make sure it runs well for users. In the upper right hand corner is your mini-map. This map represents the entire available game world. The white dot represents where you are in the world, and the 2 lines protruding from it represent the direction you are looking. On either side of the screen there is an arrow. We will discuss these in just a moment. At the bottom of the screen are a number of button icons. Depending on what you're doing in the editor, certain buttons will do different things. This display will let you know what buttons do what. Finally, at times the game may need to warn you of a problem with your track. If an area becomes too complex, there are too many lights, you stray too close to the edge of the world, or whatever else you may be doing wrong, a warning in red text will appear in the upper right hand corner of the screen. Now that that's out of the way, we can get started with the basic controls. You look and move around the world using the 2 analog sticks. There are 2 states to the analog, and which state you are in is signified by the 2 arrows on the sides of the screen. When the arrow is curved, the sticks work similar to a first-person game. Left analog moves you around, while right analog looks around and moves the cursor. Clicking in on the left analog stick, L3, switches you to the second state, signified by a straight arrow. In this mode, your view is locked, so the left analog stick still moves you around, but now your right analog only moves your cursor, and if it nears the edge of the screen, it'll move up, down, left, or right, instead of tilting or panning your view. When moving around with the analog sticks, holding right trigger will speed up your movement, while holding left trigger will lock your position. At any point, if you get turned around, you can hit the right bumper to snap your view back to the default position looking at the driving line. One last new thing that a lot of old school Trials HD builders are going to love is the addition of an undo option. Hit X to undo. You can undo up to 20 steps back, and if you accidentally go too far, you can hit Y to redo. Keep in mind, however, that if you undo and then make any changes, you will not be able to redo what you have undone.